Hello, everybody. This is William Hall Auto Interiors in Dublin, Georgia. So, what we're doing today is these visors, which I mean, we're just getting started today. So, we're not, we're going to be doing a bunch of things, but this is what we're going to make the video about. All right. Put you in the stand. All right. So, this is a 1957 Chevrolet. Sun visors. Come out of 4-door. Looks like they're locked up. That one will move out. But this one right here, they made stuff a little bit different back in them days. This is what we're working with. So we're going to strip this right here all the way down. I probably will pad this up. They did put some padding on it right here. It looks pretty crappy. And that ain't the way. You know, everybody does their own little thing, and they do a little different sometimes. But this right here, we're going to take all this off. We're going to take all this off, and we're going to start over. And this is a piece of headliner. So this is going to be some of the pad that I'm going to use. And I'm going to show you how we do them, and they look pretty good. I mean, they look really neat. So I'm going to try to explain to you how to do it. Let me back you up just a little bit. All right. Hey, the shop. Well, I mean, we didn't clean up yesterday, so you just had to excuse that. Where's my big wire wheel at here? I'm just going to take that off real quick. I didn't get completely set up, you know, to do the job. I'm gonna move some of this out of the way because I don't want all this stuff all over. So when I start, this is glued on right here. So they got it glued on pretty good. I might pull part of it off. Cut down on slanging this everywhere. The board that's in here still looks pretty good, but if you look at it, it is warped. But we're not going to get into changing the board. We could change it, but I'm not going to. You know, the headliner's kind of curved, so you know this one was on the driver's side because that goes down right there. I told Wes, I said, you know that thing right there is supposed to pull out. And he said, well, supposed to and do-do's two different things. So we're going to try to open it up and make it where to pull out. We might have to put a little bit of oil on it. Oh, this is the trash. way I'm gonna cover it, it don't need to have no padding or nothing like that on it.
You wasn't putting a whole lot of pressure on that, were you?
No.
You didn't
That
want
right there weighs a little bit.
You didn't want to eat into it and tear it up.
Yeah, it could mess it up a little bit. We're gonna try to loosen this right here up. Okay. This right here, probably, it's got some glue and stuff on it. I don't know if they had that out whenever they was spraying it, putting that on there. We just want it to slide in and out easy. All right, so I'll probably take and put a little bit of oil on that. Just like this. We'll just oil it. By the way, this ain't 3-in-1. It's just, we just used a can. Put oil in it, but any kind of oil, you might use it in a spray can or something like that too. Just get it to work, operates like it's supposed to. Just where it's smooth, you know. You don't want it where you can't. And I'm gonna wipe any excess off because I don't want none to get on my material. Alright, here's the other one right here. It's probably going to be about the same. You see the way they covered it? They just sewed around the edge. Probably somebody that just done it at home, maybe. Thread looks mighty small. This don't take real long to fix these either. I mean, it's not something that's gonna run into a task that's gonna take you all day. I mean, you can do these right here pretty quick. Got to give them credit. They did try to glue this stuff on here pretty good. And I can tell this. You can tell basically just how old the foam looks. So this has been on here a while. My thing is I'm just glad that the board is in pretty decent shape. It ain't broke or nothing like that, so I don't have to change it and put rivets and all that kind of crap in it. All right, that's looked pretty good, so I'm just going to grind that off. They make a drill that you can put a little wire brush in a drill. You can do about the same thing with it. how easy that one pulls in and out. Overall, it pulls in and out pretty easy. I'm gonna take and put a little oil on. Get it to where it's operating smooth. That's working really smooth. We're going. So we got both of our boards. Trying to see if somebody might have cut it, but I don't think they did. I don't want all this ground up foam to get on my material, so I'm going to clean it off a little bit, blow it. Getting about time to change the old plastic.
Blow off your material. It's got it all over.
Yeah. I ain't gonna use that, but I'm gonna use this. Okay, we got this much here cleaned off. So we're gonna take this. This ain't nothing but construction paper. You can buy it, I think it's $1 a sheet. So I'm gonna take this and this. And I'm gonna come right here. All right, I'm gonna come right here. That looks to me like somebody could have tinkered with it a little bit. But we're gonna fix them back like that because he brought them in here like that. You don't have to just bend it right here. You can take it and just cut it off just like this. And that's what I'm gonna do. And right here, all I'm gonna do is allow about a ½ an inch. Sometimes you can cut it better with a pair of scissors if you know about where you're at. I'm just trying to get my distance about where I'm supposed to be. Right in here, in this part right here, I'm gonna come right in here and make that a little bit closer. Just like that. All right, so that's my pattern right here. Like I said, I can cut it a little bit straighter than I can saw it. See, I got some oil on it coming out. This is going to be my pattern for all of them. both sun visors. You remember back in the old days, they would take a piece of vinyl right in here, like this. I'm just going to show you. They would come right in here at the front and do just like this. And they would put a piece of vinyl on there like that. And the reason they did that was because everybody didn't have their hands clean. And they would reach up there and pull that sun visor down, and they would put vinyl on both sides, just so when somebody would reach up there and pull that down. But we're not going to do that, because they're not going to have their hands dirty, I'm sure. I'm just showing you where they used to do it. I've seen them done like that. And they've done it that way from the factory. Come right here. There's not a right or left on these right here. You can flip the cardboard right over and it's the same. We don't need that piece right there right now. I'm just going to cut these out real fast. And they do have to be extremely close, so you want them exactly the way the other one is, that's the first one, because you don't want it sticking over like a lip or something on there. So when you cut them out, make sure that you get them precise. If you happen to mess up, all you have to do is just trace it out of there. We was going to trim this car out. It was some vinyl and really, make it pop better, but he specifically said he did not want any vinyl on it. So here we are. The whole thing's going to be cloth. And I'm not going to be able to see it when it's here from here. So we got all four of them. We don't need no more of this right here, so we can throw this right here in the trash. Alright. We do have some These are scrap pieces that we're gonna make these out of, just some pieces that we had left over, which worked out really good. This right here, the foam has to be put on first. Remember that. And the way I usually do it is you see on the board right here, that's about a 1/2 inch or so. And these right here go all the way to the top, just like that. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna separate it about that far with the foam. And the foam bends pretty easy, so it's not gonna be no trouble to bend it. If you leave it all in one piece like this right here and you try to score it and stuff like that, it just don't look as good. It don't make as neat a seam up at the top. I've seen people pleat these. I've seen them do them all kind of ways. So you can just choose whatever design you want. But these is going to be plain because they came plain. We're not gonna roll that over the edge or anything there. We're just gonna do them just like this. Like I said, we're gonna put them about a 1/2 inch right there apart, so you can see. And this part right here is cut off flush all the way around. We don't want it big and thick and bulky. We just want it looking neat. And that's what we're going for. Is just really neat, a clean finish at the end. Okay, so there your piece is. It's padded. So there's your piece. It's all cut out, and you got it 1/2 inch apart, and that's all you need. So we're gonna come right here. Make sure there ain't no blemishes on that. It's got nothing on it. You don't want to spray that too heavy. You see how far I'm standing away from the material? I don't want it to go and splotch and bleed through it. Let me cut a piece off of that right here, Wes. I'm trying to do both of these about the same time, so bear with me. Did I cut it long enough with? I think I did, maybe. We're gonna find out. Like I said, I'm doing 2 of these. So. These have to really be lined up good because you're gonna flip it over, you know, and you want it to be lining up with the other one that it's gonna mate. It's gonna line over and mate like that. So you want it to be really clean when it meets. Make sure there ain't nothing on here like some pieces of foam, but it's gonna put a lump in it. While that's drying, I'm just gonna be cutting this one right here out. All right, so now I'm ready to stick the material onto this. I'll turn it over. Turn it over and make sure I ain't got no wrinkles or nothing in it. That doesn't need to be really smooth. All right, and I'm gonna just spray around the edge. I'm gonna let that dry just for a second. Got my other strap piece right here. I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. Spray around the edge. dry for a minute. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna cut some relief cuts after I cut this right here off. You know, it ain't got to be that long going around it. It's just a bigger piece of material. So I'm making this right here about 1.25 inches long. All right. And then I'm just going to take a few relief cuts right in here just so I can go around the edge of this. Right here. All right. If you look at that, you see I didn't go all the way in. I didn't go all the way into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here like that. Come back here like that. And that right there is going to cover up that little bit of, you don't want a raw edge on it. You just don't want a complete raw edge on it. So I'm going to come right in here. I'm not going to go all the way up to the material. I'm going to stop about 1/4 inch before I get to it. Just like this. All the way around here. You're working with a lot of curves, you just can't have a whole lot of excess material in there because I'm wanting it to lay flat. I went all the way back to where it's curving, starts to curving, just to try to take some of this excess out. Okay. Since we got the relief cuts in it, all I'm going to do is fold it over the edge just like this. I'm not going to pull it too tight. I just want it snug. And if I had to trim, if I had to take any out of it, I'm pulling it back this way. If I had to take any out of it, I'll just trim it as I go at that point. Just like that. You can tell that it's, whenever you can just tell. I mean, it's whenever it starts to gather up, you can fold it over, but you don't want no big wrinkle there. All right, I'm just skipping right over that groove right there because I'm going to fold it in whenever I sew it. Wonder why didn't I fold it in just then? Okay, and that's the visor, just like that. See, it meets back up, it meets flush, if you can tell. That's the way it's supposed to meet up. Another thing I usually do with these right here, because I don't want just that raw end finish like that right there, and I could sew that together and it would probably be fine, but this right here, I got these strips right here cut. I'm gonna come around here like this, and I'm just gonna measure right around here, and I'm gonna put a bead on it. another one right here. Because I'm doing 2 of them, I noticed I got to have another one, so I'm just gonna put that on. While I'm doing this, I hate to do this on video, you know, but I do need to go and stick this right here, because if I don't, I'll have to respray it. So I'll try to hurry it up and do it as fast as I can. That glue will stick to your scissors, so just beware. Don't fold it straight over. But you do want that to lay down flat, and you don't want it to be seen from the outside edge.
Got a question for you.
What's that?
Can you make soap foam without buying it? Hold on, that went off on me. What material would you use?
For soap foam?
Yeah.
Without buying it?
Yeah.
Well, you know it's got to have a scrim back on it, or your stitches will pull through. So you can buy some foam and put a backing on it, but soap foam it's not cheap, but it's actually the better way to go. When I first started, I used carpet pad. I used all kind of stuff. When I first started, I just didn't know no better, you know, and I did with what I could do with it. I didn't have the sources that I got now. So anyway, that's the other one. It's best to buy some soap foam, and you see that it meets up like it's supposed to, just right. Now this right here, I'm gonna get a piece of this and I'm gonna cut it to the length that I need it. Before I even started, I'm just gonna cut it to the length that I think I need it, because I don't want it too long to where I got to go in and try to cut it. I want it all the way just around here.
And this is welt cord.
Yeah, this is welt cord. See, and it's not got to go way up in there, but that's as much as I need right there. All right, so I'm gonna take these pieces right here. I'm gonna cut another piece. Wesley can show y'all if he wants to. We got a mess over here, so just had to overlook it. We got legs stacked on these panels right here. They were, one of them come out of the 57 Chevrolet, so it's ever how old? 57, 60 something. What, 60 something years old. So we got these weights on it, and over a day or two, what it'll do is it'll make them boards right there kind of flatten back out. So here we go. I want these evened up really good, and I'm gonna put this around the edge of that sun visor. So you noticed that just say I got to glue it on, and I do have to glue it on. If I glue it, it's just gonna hold it on one side. So I really need to put another stitch right down through here on this side, like this. Only to hold it in place whenever I do this. All right, come back here. I don't want this welt board all the way to the end, because I'm gonna tuck that little lip around, and that welt board seems like it gets in the way sometimes. But these do need to be folded evenly. All right, so here we go. Put that extra stitch in there. Alright, I'm going to show you how this right here is done. I don't know how well you can see, with the way that camera is. I'm going to come right in here just like this. Just like this. Just like that. And I'm going to glue this piece right here to it. All the way around. Just like that. Just like that. So, it works best with a glue pot. My glue pot's dirty. It's thick. Ain't that right, Wes?
It's dried up.
So if I hold this gun close like this, and get it right on the edge, I think I can hold it in place. As you see, I'm just trying to get it just a little bit on the edge right there. If we get any excess on there or something, we'll take some. Hang on, that right. You got to turn the gun like this, and that tip right here is dirty as it can be. Okay. So I'm gonna come around here. And I know you're saying, hey, you could put some tape on it, but you know what? I'm in a hurry. So I ain't. All right, I'm just gonna put that right there, right on the edge. It might touch in some places, it might not touch in some places. But as long as I can get it up there where I can sew it, I'm good. All right, just like that. Usually I take and fold that right in just a little bit, like that. Okay, now, see when I sew it, it's gonna have that edge on it. That's gonna be a finished, kind of a finished edge. We're gonna take this visor over there. I want it all the way out to the edge. I don't want it stuck back in there. So we're gonna come just like this. Normally I'll take and put this narrow foot on there, but I might just try to sew it like it is with this foot. And this is just a walking foot, you know. So I might wind up changing it. I don't know. But you try to get it about maybe a quarter of an inch from the edge. Back up, lock the stitch in. Quarter of an inch from the wet cord. Can't let nothing hit you work while you're working. Okay, and this is what we'll blow all that off. But that's what the finished product's supposed to look like. So I'll come over here and show you. Maybe take the blower and blow some foam dust chips off of it. We don't have the parts right here to anchor to it. We don't have that, but that's what it's supposed to look like. It just got the bead in here. It goes all the way around the edge. It don't look bad. It looks neat. Like that. These right here do work. Or they did. Once they're anchored down, put some foam, wipe that oil off. Once they're anchored down to the ceiling, you can take and pull this right here out pretty easy. But that's how it's done. That's the way we do it anyway. I mean, I have folded them over, hundreds of them, and just fold them over. Don't put the bead in it. But this car right here is supposedly, I mean, he's trying to keep it. He's wanting it nice looking. If you look right here, we've got the door panels right here with a bunch of stuff all over them. That's the rear one. So we done that. And if you look,
put the door panel over here. Put the sun blaring through that window, and it's.
I'm gonna blow that off in a minute. We're gonna take and put them in plastic. So he didn't want them too fancy, and they're not too fancy, but he did want the chrome and stuff like that back on. We'll take and wrap all this stuff up in plastic before he gets it. That way, when he hauls it back to Florida, it won't get messed up. But like these pieces of molding right here, what they have is, and you can tell somebody else has drilled a hole in it right there. And there's a couple of pieces of molding that's got holes in it where people has drilled over the years. You know, this thing's, like I said, 4-door 1957 Chevrolet was not that desirable back in the day. I mean, really, 4-door. But if you look right here at these little metal tabs right here on the chrome, can you see that? These little things right here will break off. I mean, if you bend it, and who knows how many times these things have been off. But what we done was on the back of his chrome, I took and spot welded these little bolts on there, like that, all the way around it. And then some of them, as we was bending them down, you see the empty hole right there. Some of them, as we was bending them down, they broke off. So I just put a little spot weld on there, a couple of places on each bolt, and screwed them down. And I mean, they anchored in deep and everything, so they turned out to look pretty good. You can't do but so much, you know what I'm saying? And like this one, this piece right here, some of these held. And then on each end, we had to take and weld the nut on each end of them to hold it down. Like right there. We had to weld that on there. And I took a zip wheel and just cut the excess nut off because it needs to be as flat as it can be behind there. So that's the door panel. That's the door panel. He wanted the, this is what was on there. It's done been covered several times. That goes in between the doors on the pillar post. So we're gonna give that to him just so he'll have a visual of how to put these right here back on. And there it is right there. I cut him some brand new ones, made him some, just made him some out of that. He had a piece of this right here. This is the package tray that goes in front of the back glass. He had a piece of this right here made out of what is that, tar paper?
What it look like to me.
Yeah, tar paper. So we made him one. He didn't realize probably that piece right here needed to be a little long because it's got to fold over and go behind the back seat. And here's the seat right here. I mean, I think I've done a video on something on making the foam and stuff on it, but that's the seat after it's finished. If I lean it back and you look up under it, it all looks brand new. Well, we fixed it. The only thing we didn't do to it was paint it because he was in such a hurry. We did not paint the frame. Here's the back seat. We did fix it. We sandblasted it. We painted it and everything. It looks like brand new, and that's the way it's supposed to look. We did not just recover his seats. We restored them. to like brand new or better. And the bottom is done the same way as this. People comes out here from everywhere to get work done. So there's no shortage of work. We just can't do it all. But I want to thank everybody for joining in, watching us do these sun visors. So maybe if you tune in and you want to learn, maybe you can pick up just from watching. Sometimes I don't explain it all just right, but I don't claim to be a teacher, but maybe you can watch it and pick up a few things and learn, because you can't take it with you. And I wanted to try to leave something for everybody to pick up on if you want to learn how to do this type of work, especially on your own vehicle. See y'all next time. Thanks.